When I moved to New York and in 96 and I had my son in 97, I opened the store in 98. It was supposed to be a creative space. I did not want to be in the fashion business per se. I wanted to have a creative space where I would make things and my husband would invite other artists to collaborate. And having children and knowing what we're doing for the planet, it just made me really aware of what we leave behind, our responsibility to leave the world hopefully in a better place. And after traveling around the world and seeing what a lot of waste there was, people were really wasteful. This oversample. So I would just buy the fabric that I found and I would make a certain amount of pieces, and in the back of the store I had 3 sewers and everything was made there. The reason I opened the store was a way to be home every night to see my kids. And coming from my background and being a political refugee, also in my brain was like, we're not saving lives, but we're making beautiful things to make people's lives better. Well, I left Chile when I was 11 with my parents as political refugees after our 9/11 in Chile because of the Americans. So we ended up in England. It was a hard transition because my mother died 2 years after we arrived in England. And from having a happy family and a big extended family to being on our own and no mother it's tough, It's the mother, especially in Latin families, they're the backbones, the matrix. So it was tough, and I couldn't speak a word of English. So when I finished college, I decided to do graphics for a year, and then I decided to do fashion. My college collection was bought by Joseph & Whistles, and I was super young, and then we joined forces and we did one label together for about 4 years. But ignorance was bliss. The way I design, a lot of the clothes are meant to be really comfortable because I want to feel like a better version of myself, but it doesn't matter what size I am, because a lot of fashion makes you feel like you're not good enough. I think the way I treat people is very Latin. My friend said to me, I'm not diva enough, I'm more of quiet, introverted. Also the colors, also the way of cutting. I like a lot of ponchos. I was doing ponchos before Gabriela Hearst, you know what I mean? Also, Chilean Indians wear all black and silver jewelry, the Mapuche. Their way of cutting is very Latin.
It is my greatest pleasure to present the Jeffrey Bean Lifetime Achievement Award to Maria Cornejo.
Getting the Jeffrey Bean Lifetime Achievement Award was a real surprise. I got a phone call from Stephen Kolb on June 28th. And it was actually quite touching because to receive this award, that was actually the day that I had originally opened the store. So it was like weird juju that he called me on that day, magical maybe. But they were very clear. He said, it's never been given to a female independent designer. To be honest, I don't get impressed with things like that. It doesn't change my sense of self because I know who I am. And I hope I lead by example. And if Latin kids see me, an immigrant, that refugee that ended up doing okay, getting an award, then that gives them the opening to think, oh, it can be possible.